monetary policy releases are fairly narrow scope of announcements that come out of basically the central bank. They can come out of governments, but 99 out of 100 announcements will come directly from the central bank themselves. After all, they tend to set monetary policies. In front of you, I have a calendar, and it just so happens the next day we have a major one. When we talk about monetary policy releases, the granddaddy of them all is an interest rate announcement. And in front of you, I have the euro minimum bid rate. That's the same thing as an interest rate. And it comes out at 7:45 in the morning, and that will be huge. That gives us an idea as to where the ECB sees the economy going. Now, with this being the case, we also get a press conference. That's quite common. That also is parsed by traders, and they try to figure out where the ECB in this case will be going forward as far as like what they may do. A lot of times in these press conferences, they'll announce other strategies beyond an interest rate situation. They may say something like, "We'll buy bonds." It's kind of quantitative easing, and that is the major part of monetary policy statements. But don't get me wrong, there are other announcements that come out. There are extraordinary measures that come out as well. So, for example, during the last uh, financial crisis, the Federal Reserve did several things to prop up U.S. banks, foreign banks for that matter, where they would let them come to the window, so to speak, and borrow money. That is a monetary policy statement in so much as it shows that they are willing to flood the markets with liquidity. Generally, though, when you speak of these types of announcements, it's the interest rate decisions that could very well strengthen or weaken a currency depending on what the central bank's trying to do. And as with all announcements, you need to be aware of when they're coming out. So, for example, you don't necessarily want to take a massive euro position one way or the other typically, 10 minutes before the announcement comes out, because there will be a lot of volatility. Sometimes these announcements are so important that people will actually just stop trading for a few days. It's not uncommon for an interest rate decision that is going to show some significant power in the market. Perhaps the market's a little concerned or doesn't really know where the central bank's going to go. It's not uncommon for a couple of days of very quiet trading before that because nobody's really willing to put on a massive position. The biggest thing, though, that you have to keep in mind is that these monetary policy releases come out typically in a fairly regular pattern. A decent calendar, in this case, I'm looking at the Forex Factory calendar, but a decent calendar will keep you abreast of these announcements and give you an idea as to what it is you need to read and parse through after the announcement comes out or when it comes out, that can give you an idea of future interest rate expectations.